people.
The absolute number.
The absolute number
Of people in prison.
rose from about 280,000 to 2.4 million in 30 years. Half of those people are black. Half of them are not.
But the excuses.
But the excuses
And the logic.
and the logic
And the legislation.
and the legislation
And the purpose.
and the purpose
Of prison expansion.
of prison expansion
Came into
came into
being.
being
At the very moment.
when
Legislatures
had to finish
dismantling
their old
Jim Crow laws.
So
there was
certain kinds of people
would be excluded
under Jim Crow.
and this included
South Asian people, East Asian people, Mexican people, and so on.
At the end of that time,
A new system
of exclusion
came into place.
The former chief
The former chief
of
of NYPD,
you know his name,
William Bratton, went to LA after the work he did here for Giuliani. And in LA, he tried to expand the police force, and he used the kinds of processes that we know in New York today, as for example, stop and frisk. Who hasn't? When some advocates or homeless people, many of whom are people of color, many of whom have been in prison, many of whom are suffering from mental and other illness. So as I say, when advocates for these people went to Bratton in Los Angeles and said, "We see what you're doing," he said, "Look, we used to be able to do this by explicitly naming who we were after. The court said we couldn't, so we wrote new laws
To get the same result.
to get